motion and okay, we were doing this motion, okay, this chapter motion, okay. So we have completed its time period, okay. We have completed oscillation, we have completed periodic motion, okay, and we have seen that how you will calculate the time period of a ball, and I gave you a small experiment to do, I guess. Yes, I gave you to do a small experiment. Yes or no? How many of you have done that? How many of you have done that? The small experiment that I had given you. How many of you have done that? Yes, anyone who has done that? No one has done that. Okay. So by now we have just see once we have covered all these points. Okay. So last time I guess I had told you that any doubt if you are having, you can ask. Okay. So for first 5 minutes, I'll keep the doubt session. So anybody who is having any doubt, okay, you have already taken this notes and all. So anybody is having any doubt, let me know. Okay, we'll discuss that for the first 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, and then we will move on to the next topic. Okay. Yes. Any doubt? I am expecting you people. If anybody is having any doubt. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got that. The oscillation is same as periodic motion. Yes. All the oscillations are same as periodic motion, but all periodic motions are not oscillation. Okay. So if you see here, okay, we had discussed this, that periodic motion, okay, when you measure the periodic motion, so any motion that repeats itself after fixed interval of time, okay, any motion that repeats itself after a fixed interval of time, that we will call as a periodic motion. Like example we had taken of this pendulum, okay, the pendulum example we had taken, and we had taken the example for this earth revolving around the sun. Now in both the cases, if you see, this mass a will move like this, okay, and then again it will move like this. Understood? From a to c and again c to a, it is moving like this, okay, like this. Now if you leave it, if you leave the pendulum for free, so after some time what will happen, it that pendulum will come and will rest at b point. It will come and rest at b point. Okay, it will come and rest at b point. Understood? Now if you see this example, okay, now in this example what I'm having in this earth, that earth is revolving around the sun. So this is the earth, okay, so this earth revolves around the sun. This earth revolves around the sun like this. Understood? This earth revolves around the sun. Now this earth is not having any fixed point, okay, like this pendulum was having this point to be, this earth is not having any fixed point. Just I have assumed this point over here. Okay, I can also take this point. I can also take this point. Suppose you can take this point, I can take this point. Okay, so whatever point we want we can take as per our wish. But in case of pendulum, this is a fixed point. This is a point which you will also tell, which I will also tell, or which the third person will also tell, that when you leave this pendulum free, after some time what will happen, this pendulum will come and rest at this position. Okay, but for this is not coming to rest. Okay, and this earth will keep on revolving like this earth will keep on revolving like this. Understood? So this is a periodic motion. Both are periodic motion. There's no doubt about that. Both are periodic motion. Now, what is oscillation? Oscillation will have this point. Okay, so what was oscillation? To and fro motion about its mean position. So either we called it as mean position or we have called it as a equilibrium position. Okay, so it will have a mean position. So this is the mean position. Okay, this is the mean position. Understood? This is the mean position. Now, and what is the difference between the oscillation and this periodic motion? That for this oscillation you have a mean position, but for periodic motion, you don't have a mean position. Okay, so I'm writing that point over here if you want, that in oscillation we have mean position. Okay, but any body but a body under periodic, okay, within bracket if I'm writing not oscillating, okay, not oscillating, does not have mean position. Okay, does not have mean position. So you have to understand this point. Okay, you have to understand this point, both the points. Okay, so both are important for us. Okay, both the points are important. This is one point and this is the second point, and this is very, very important point. Okay, that in oscillation we have mean position, but a body under periodic motion but not oscillating does not have any mean position, okay. Sir, what about difference between circular motion and, okay, circular motion and rectilinear motions we will take. Okay, mean position means what? Mean position means that, dear, that if you leave the pendulum, okay, the person who has asked this doubt, just try to understand. If I leave this pendulum, okay, what will happen to this pendulum? Suppose you are having this pendulum, okay, and this pendulum, okay, this pendulum is there, and now this pendulum is oscillating. Oscillating means what? It will move somewhat like this. Okay, it will move from here to here. Now, after some time, what will happen? I want the answer from you only. Okay, after leaving this pendulum free, suppose after 10 minutes, the bob will come to at rest at which point? It will stop at B. Very good. It stops at B. That B is called as mean position. Why? Because it is stopping at B. So B will be our mean position here. Understood? Yes. The person who has asked this doubt, is it clear now? Okay. Any other doubt? Circular motion and rectilinear motion, have we covered that point? Circular motion, and we have not done that. We'll do that. Circular motion and this rectilinear motion, we will do that. Don't worry. Till now, anybody is having any other doubt? Till now, anybody else is having any other doubt? Yes. Okay. So because one person had asked that doubt, what is the difference between circular motion and rectilinear motion? I'm addressing that doubt. Okay. So just try to understand now, all of you, that circular, the name itself tells me you will move on a track. Okay. You will move on a track. So that is a circular motion. Okay. So suppose if you are having a track, okay, like this. Okay. You have a track like this here. Okay. And now in this track, you have to move. Okay. In this track only, you have to run. In this track only, you have to run. Okay. In this track only, you have to run. So if you are starting from point A, if you are starting from point A, okay, and you are running, you are running. So what kind of motion is this? Yes. What kind of motion is this? This is circular motion. This is only circular motion. Okay. This is a circular motion. Understood? Now, suppose on a ground, okay, suppose on a ground, okay, you and your friend are running, okay, are running. You both are running. Understood? You both are running, and this is some 100-meter race. So you are also running in a straight direction. You are also running in a straight line. Okay. So this is a rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion. Rectilinear motion. Now, in both the cases, you both are competing, but just see, when you move on a circular track, so that's a circular motion. When you move on in a straight line, that's a rectilinear motion. Okay. Yes, the person who had asked this doubt, is it clear now? The difference between circular and rectilinear motion? Yes. Yeah, Earth is revolving around the sun. Okay. That is a that you will assume that it is in a circular orbit. Okay. It is almost in a circular orbit, but actually, practically, it is not a circular orbit. It is somewhat elliptical orbit. Okay. It is not perfect circular motion, but yeah, you can assume, no doubt, at your level, you can assume that it is circular only. There's no problem assuming that. Rotary motion, rotation. See, rotation means, suppose if this is the book, okay, and what you are doing, you pin this, okay, like this, okay, and now you are rotating this. This is a sheet, okay, this is a sheet or this is a book. A best example, okay, people would have definitely tried this, okay. You would be having a book on your finger and you would be trying to rotate it on your fingers. Understood? Like a footballer does with a football on their finger. Okay. So that is a rotation. Okay. That's the rotation about a axis. Okay. So all these things, I guess everybody is clear now. Okay. Now I'm going to take, okay, in this only this graph. Okay. We are going to talk a little bit about the graph. Okay. So I guess all of you are aware of what the graph is. Okay. How we actually use graph and for what values we use the graphs. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we are going to analyze the motions with respect to the graphs. Okay. How we will plot the things. Okay. We are going to see all those things here. So graph. Okay. Now, can anyone tell me? Can anyone tell me why actually we use graph? Why actually we use graph? Yes. Can anyone tell me that why actually we use graph? To get accurate value. Geometry drawing. Okay. Anybody else who wants to tell anything? Yes. To arrange in correct order. Okay. Now let us understand that if I want any pictorial representation, if I want any pictorial representation of the informations that we have, okay, so any pictorial representation that we want to make, okay, any pictorial representations that we want to make with the informations we have, we use graph. Okay, so it is pictorial representation, it is pictorial representation, pictorial representation of the information, okay, that we have. Now suppose you would have seen, suppose you would have definitely seen the how we plot or how we show the percentage of nitrogen, carbon and other gases in the atmosphere. Okay, how we show the presence of nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and other gases in a atmosphere. So generally we use pie chart for that. Generally we use pie chart for that. Yes or no? Okay. Now, if you would have seen in a cricket, okay, match. So how much score has been scored in a particular over? Okay, how much score has been scored in a particular over? If you would have seen that in power play 1 to 6, how much run has been scored in each over? After power play, how much run has been scored in each over? So what is that graph? Can anyone tell me that? Yes. What is that graph? That long, big buildings we call, yes, bar graph. Okay, that is a bar graph. Good. That's the bar graph. Okay. Now, the normal graph that you would have seen by now. Okay. I guess by now you would have seen, okay, that we will also draw that you plot a point and you try to match them. That is a line graph. So one by one, we are going to see each of them. So if you remember, okay, pie chart, okay, that how do you draw that? You have a circle, okay, and then you say that some 78%, okay, some 78% is nitrogen. Yes or no? Some 78% is nitrogen. Correct? Now, some 1 to 2%, 1% approximately, I am saying, 1% are other gases. Are other gases. Okay? These are other gases. Okay? Now, remaining 21 percentage is O2. And this is N2. So this representation is what? Pie chart. Okay, used for representation of the gases. So this is one kind of graph we have. Okay, now another kind of graph is called as bar graph. Okay, another kind of graph is called as bar graph. Okay, so suppose if you plot the graph, Okay, so it would look somewhat like this. Okay, so on this y-axis, generally we plot runs. Okay, runs scored, and here we plot overs. In which over how many runs have been scored. So suppose in the first over, okay, in the first over, suppose 2 runs have been scored. So the graph would look somewhat like this. Okay, in the second over, okay, the run has been scored is suppose 4. So the graph will be somewhat like this. Okay, second over. In third over, suppose no score has been done. Okay, 0 made in over. So the graph will not show any height. Okay, no height. In fourth over, okay, in fourth over, you are having a huge spike. Okay, so suppose this is 6 runs. So this is the way how we represent. Okay, so this is called as bar graph. Understood? This is called as bar graph. Now the next is which we will be using here, okay, is called as line graph. Okay, so here for us this line graph is important. For us this line graph is important. Understood? Now how is it actually important? Let us see this. Okay, suppose if I give you some points. Okay, suppose if I give you some points and I tell you to draw those points. Okay, then I'm giving you one equation that y is equals to, okay, y is equals to 2x plus 1, 2x plus 1. So this is the equation. Now draw the points. Now draw the points. So now what you will do? You will take x, you will take y, okay, and then you will start putting the values of x. So at x is equals to 0, y value is 1. Okay, at x is equals to 1, y value is 3. At x is equals to 2, y value is 5. So this is how you are going to plot. Okay, so at x is equals to 0, y value is 1. At x is equals to 1, y is equals to 3. So you will have a graph somewhat like this. Yes, you will have a graph somewhat like this. Understood? Yes, so this is a line graph. Now this is a line graph. Now is anyone having any problem in these 3 graphs? Okay, is anyone having any problem in these 3 graphs? Let me know. If anybody is having any doubt in the graph, just let me know. Okay, nobody is having any problem. Okay, line graph you can't understand properly. You have done all these things or not? Exercise in mathematics. Okay, have you done these kinds of things? Yes or no? Let me know. Have you done all these things in mathematics? Yes. This is already there. This is already there in your syllabus. In math syllabus, this is already there. Yes. Okay. Fine. If you want me to explain once again, I'll explain once again. Okay. I'm taking another example. Suppose y is given as 3x plus 5. Okay, 3x plus 5. Understood? Now what you do? You just put the values of x and y and then plot the curve. Okay. You just take the value of x and y and then plot the curve. Okay. Now just see here. Okay. Now x and y. Fine. Now if x is 0, what is the value of y? 5. Okay. If x is 1, what is the value of y? Yes. Is it 8? Okay. If x is 2, okay. So this value is going very large, so I have to increase the graph. So better what we do, we make it as x plus 5 only. Okay, so this is better now. Okay, so at x is equals to 0, y is 5. At x is equals to 1, at x is equals to 1, okay, y will be 6. Okay, at x is equals to 2, y will be 7. Somewhat like this the graph is going. Okay, now this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And on y axis 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Somewhat like this. Okay, now just plot the points. So at x is equals to 0, okay, at x is equals to 0, y is 5. So your graph will start from here. So this is the first point we have. At x is equals to 1, y value is 6. So here is x, okay, and here is 6. So you will have a point here. At x is equals to 2, okay, at x is equals to 2, y is 7, and hence at x is equals to 3, y is 8. So you will have a points like this, and then you can merge, join all of them. So this is the way how you draw the graph. Understood? This is the way how you draw the graphs. Fine. Now, let us, if I give you the time and distance now, okay, if I give you the value of time and distance, okay, then will you be able to plot the curve? Okay, so just I'll put the value of time and I'll give you the value of distance, okay, and I just in a rough way, okay, in a rough way, I'll ask you people to draw the graph. Understood? So I'm giving you the values, direct values I'm giving you, don't worry. So I'm giving you time, okay, in minutes, okay, and then distance, okay, in kilometers. Understood? So in 1 minute, okay, in first 1 minute, the body covers 1 kilometer. In second minute, okay, after 2 minutes, the body covers 2 kilometer. Similarly, 3, 3, 4, 4, okay, 5 and 5. So can you just plot these curves? Okay, can you plot these values just in a rough? Okay, just in a rough. I want everybody to just plot these points, okay, and match all the points with a rough line and just see what you are getting. Yes, do it quick. Which line will come down? Okay, time axis has to be on the x-axis. Time axis has to come on the x-axis. Okay, time axis has to come on the x-axis. Okay, I guess one person has drawn. Okay, Kanish, sir, a diagonal line from 0. Very good. A diagonal line from 0. Very good. I guess you would have got correct graph. Okay, you would have got correct graph. I'll give you more time, 15 seconds more. Okay, now I'm drawing this graph. Okay, so this graph is saying that one at first minute time is 1 minute. So you are traveling 1 kilometer. For second, you are traveling 2 kilometers. It is going like that. Up to 5, the information we have. Up to 5, we have the information. Okay. So now just see how I am drawing. So when the time is 1 minute, okay, so this is time axis. Generally try to plot, okay, generally try to plot dependent on y-axis and independent variable on x-axis. Okay, so time will be on x-axis, so it is in minutes, and on y-axis we have distance. We have distance. We have distance. Okay. Now just see here. When the time was 1 minute, the distance was also 1 minute. So here is the point. Here is the point. Okay. We have a point here. This point. Okay. Similarly, if the time is 2 minutes, the distance is 2 kilometers. Okay. So the next point is somewhere here. Similarly, 3, 4, and 5. So you will have a point like this. It will keep on going like this. Okay. So you should have got this purple kind of purple graph. Okay. You should get this purple graph. All those who have got this purple graph, you have got the correct result. Okay. So just let me know how many of you have got this graph. How many of you have got this graph? Just let me know. Okay. Okay. Good. 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 Fine. Okay. Now here, just try to understand. Now we are actually going to, okay. Now we are actually going to take down the results from here. Now we are going to actually take down the results from here. Okay. Fine. So just see how we are going to calculate the speed. How we are going to actually calculate the speed. So did I tell that how we will calculate the speed in the previous class? Yes. Yeah, we have done that. Okay, we have done that. Speed is equals to distance upon time. We have already done this. See, we have already done that. Speed is equals to distance by time. We have done that. So we need not discuss that point again. So I'm just trying to explain you here. I'm just trying to explain you here now. Okay, I'm just trying to explain you here. So now if I say, okay, now if I say here, just seeing this graph, okay, just seeing this graph, if I want to calculate the speed, okay, if I want to calculate the speed, okay, within this time frame, within this, for this particular thing, okay, up to 2 minutes, how much distance you are covering? 2 kilometers. Okay, up to 2 minutes, how much distance you are covering? 2 kilometers. So actually, what is your speed then? What is your speed then? Okay, how can I calculate that? If I want to calculate the speed, how will I calculate that? Yes. How can I write speed? Speed will be written as distance by time. Okay. So distance traveled by now is 2 kilometers. Okay. And time taken is 2 minutes. So this I can write as 1 kilometer per hour. Okay. I can write it as 1 kilometer per hour. Understood? Anybody is having any doubt? Is anyone having any doubt? Yes? No. Okay. Now for this, if I take, for this complete, if I take, if I take from here to here, total, for total journey, if I calculate, what I will get? Yes. For total journey, if I calculate, what will I get? Total distance traveled is 5 kilometer and total time taken is 5 minutes. So still the speed is 1 kilometer per hour. Understood? So do you understand now how you will calculate the time now? Do you understand how you will calculate the speed now? Okay. How you will calculate the speed? Anybody is having any doubt? Just let me know. I'll explain again. Okay, fine. Now, I'm giving you another example. I'm giving you another example. Okay. And I want everybody Okay, I want everybody to plot the curve for that. I want everybody to plot the curve for that. Okay, so this is x and this is y. Okay, so already one points we were having. So at 0 y0, at x1 y1, at x2 y2, at x3 y3, at x4 y4. Okay, so this is what we were having previously. One more case is there. One more case is there. Okay, for x and y. Okay, for x and y, one more case we have, which is at x is equals to 0, y is 0. At x is equals to 1, y is 2. At x is equals to 2, y is 4. At x is equals to 3, y is 6. At x is equals to 4, y is 8. So this is what we have a point. So we have A and we have B. Okay, we have A and we have B. Now I'm drawing the curves. Now I'm drawing the curves for both of them. Now I'm drawing the curves for both of them. Okay, so I just want everybody to see here. Okay, nobody is going to do anything. You have to just see the curve now. Okay, you have to see the curve and I'll draw both the information on the same graph. So keep your pen down, just see on your screen. Okay, nobody will do anything. Okay, so all of you just see here. Okay, now this is x-axis, y-axis, and this is x-axis. Okay, fine. So this is a distance. This x is this time. This x is time, and this is distance. Here also this is time, and this is distance. Okay. Now just see, I'm plotting the curves graph now. For first A, for first one, I'm drawing. So it will be somewhat like this. It will look somewhat like this because we have drawn in the previous question, so we can draw it like that. If it is 0, it is at 0. If it is at 1, x is 1, x is 1, y is 1. If x is 2, y is 2. If x is 3, y is 3. And if x is 4, y is 4. If x is 5, y is 5. So it will go on like that. Okay, it will go on like that. So previous we have drawn already like that. So nobody should have any doubt in this. Nobody should have any doubt in this. Okay. Now, in the second case, okay, in the second case, when x is 0, y is 0, so the same point is there, okay, the same point origin. Now, at x1, y is 2, okay, so this is the point. At x1, y is 2, so this is the point, okay. Now, at x2, y is 4, at x2, y is 4. At x3, y is 6. So 6 will be somewhere here. 7 and 8. Okay. 7 and 8. So this is 8, this is 7, this is 6, this is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now at 4, at 3, y is 6 here. At 4, y is 8. So somewhat like this. Now you have to draw the graph. So from where we have the point? From 0. Okay, at x is equals to 0, y was 0. So first point is this, and then you will draw the curve like this. Like this. Okay. So I guess all of you have understood this, how we will plot the curve. So these are the points. I'm making it pointed, like marking them. Okay. You should not have any doubt. Okay. Now, do you see both the curves? Yes. Do you understand how did I plot the curve? Anybody is having any doubt in this? Anybody is having any doubt in this? Let me know if anybody is having any doubt. Okay, good. Nobody is having any doubt? Okay, fine. Now, I want you. Already asked. What is the diagonal line pass in n? One. No, no, no. Diagonal line, how it will pass through one? See here. How diagonal line will pass through one? See, at x is equals to 0, y is 0. So one point is at origin. One point is at origin for the case B. Okay. One point is already on at origin. Previous where? In this graph you are asking? Which graph you are asking? In this graph you are asking, or in case A, this one you are asking? Which one? This one or that previous one? Yeah, I see your chart. You have written diagonal line pass in one. So in which graph you are asking that? That I'm asking you. You have said a diagonal line pass in one. So where? Which graph you are telling me it should pass through one? It should pass in this one, or it should pass in this one? Which one you are asking? In 1 minute is 1 kilometer. 2 is 2. Then how it will be 1 kilometer per hour? Okay, you are asking in this. In first 2 minutes, we are moving 2 kilometers. So for first 2 minutes, the distance traveled is 2 kilometers in 2 minutes. So 2 by 2 is 1 only, na? Yes, if you are asking the doubt in this speed, how we are actually calculating the speed. So in 5 minutes, how much distance you have covered? 5 kilometer you have covered. So speed will be distance upon time. So distance covered by you is 5 kilometer and the time is 5 minutes. So 5 divided by 5. Yes, you will get 1 kilometer per hour only. Understood? Supposed to be inch per second you are asking. Satya, are you asking for inch per second? Kilometer per minute. No problem. No problem with kilometer per minute. You can convert in second also if you want. You can just divide that thing by 60. You'll get meter per second. Okay. Sorry, you multiply by that by 60, you'll get kilometer per hour. And if you divide it, you'll get in second. Okay. Where 60 kilometer per hour will come? Okay, here you are saying. Here you are saying. No, no. How 60 kilometers per hour will come? Sorry. Here I have written R. Sorry, I have written here R. That this one you are saying. No. This is not kilometer R. This is minute. This is minute. Okay, this is minute. This is minute. Okay. While writing, I have made a mistake, but this will be 1 kilometer per minute only, not hour. Okay. 1 kilometer per minute. Understood? 1 kilometer per minute only. 1 kilometer per minute. Okay. If you want to convert this into kilometers per hour, you just convert this minute into kilometer. Okay. You just convert this minute into meter. Okay. So this will come as 60 kilometers per hour. 60 kilometers per hour. Okay. That will come as a 60 kilometers per hour if you convert this into kilometers per this. Okay. From kilometer per minute to kilometer per hour. Understood? Just by a mistake, I would have written that kilometer per hour. Okay. But this is 1 kilometer per minute only. 1 kilometer per minute. Okay. Now, in this, what I'm trying to say is, okay, that we have two graphs. We have two graphs A and B. We have two graphs A and B. And I guess everybody is clear with the way how we have to plot the curves. Okay, how we have actually plotted this curve A and B. We must be clear with this. Okay. Now, my question is that which case the body is moving with high velocity or high speed? In which case the body is moving with high speed? How we will find that? How we will find that? Okay. In which case the body is moving with high speed? How you will find that? Okay. So this is the thing we have to study here. Okay. So let us see from the information and then we will go to the graph. Let us see from the information and then we will go to the graph. So here if I say that this time is given in minutes, okay, this time is given in minutes and this is in kilometers, okay, this is in kilometer. This time here also it is in minute and this distance is in kilometers, okay. So if I want to calculate the speed in both the cases, just see how we will do that. So speed I can write as, from 0 to 4, okay, from 0 to 4 kilometer. So this is the distance traveled, okay. How much time I am taking? I'm taking 4 minutes, okay. So my speed becomes 4 kilometers per minute, 4 kilometers per minute, okay. So this is in case A. In case B, what we will get? What speed we will get? So from 0 to 8 kilometer, so total distance covered is 8 kilometer, okay. How much time I'm taking to do that? I'm taking 4 minutes for doing that. So my speed becomes 2 kilometers per minute, okay. So do you understand now how we will calculate the speed from the graph given, from the information given? Yes. Okay. Understood? How we will get this point? Okay. How we will get the speed? Okay. How we will get the speed? This is 1 kilometer per minute. Okay. This is 1 kilometers per minute. And in the second one, it is 2 kilometers per minute. Okay. Do you understand this now? How we will actually find out the speed in both the cases? Yes. How we will actually find out the speed in the first and the second case? Now, just see here. In this case A, we are having a speed of 1 kilometers per hour. We are having the speed of 1 kilometers per hour. In the second case, we are having the speed 2 kilometers per hour, per minute. Okay, this is minute, not hour. This is minute. Okay, minute. 1 kilometer per minute and 2 kilometers per minute. Now we see that B is having higher speed as compared to A. B is having higher speed as compared to A. Okay. If you see the graph, so which one is having higher slope? Slope, you understand? Yes. Which one is having higher slope? A or B? In the graph, which one is having higher slope? A or B? Which one is having higher slope? A or B? Yes. Which one is having higher slope? Okay, good. A is having higher slope. I see few people answering as A. A is having higher slope or B is having higher slope. B is having higher slope, not A. Okay. B is having higher slope. B curve, okay, B curve has higher slope, okay. And how you will find out the slope if you are getting confused that how actually we should find out the slope? So just place a ball, okay, just place a ball, okay, just place a ball here and place a ball here, and just see in which case the ball will come down to origin faster, in case A or in case B. In which case the ball will come faster at origin? Is it in case A or is in case B? Yes, is it in case A or is it in case B the ball comes faster? In case B. So if it comes faster in case B, so it is the case B which is having a higher slope, okay. It is in the case B which is having a higher slope. You can do that exercise at your home also. You can take a cardboard or a book, okay, and then you can roll a ball from there, okay. You can roll a ball from there. So first case what you can do, that if this is the wall, okay, you just keep your book like this, and in the second case, okay, you keep your book like this, okay, and then put a ball here and put a ball here. Okay, now you just tell in which case the slope is more. In this case the slope is more, or in this case the slope is more. Slope means the angle, okay, the angle, this angle we are referring to. This theta 1 and theta 2, this theta actually we are referring to. In which case this theta is greater? In case B, this was in the graph, or in case A in the graph? It is case B in the graph. So actually you should take this angle, okay, angle, okay. So B is having higher slope, and if B is having higher slope, so speed of B, speed speed of B is more. Speed of B is more compared to A. Compared to A. Understood? Yes. Anybody is having any doubt in this now? So if you want to find out the slope, what you have to do? You have to just place the ball. Okay. You have to just place the ball, and then you can analyze that in which case it comes faster, whether in first case or in the second case. Understood? Now, I'm giving you another example, okay, and I'll ask you the question from that, okay. I'm making a graph here again, and you will reply me, okay. Now, here you have 1, 2, and 3. So A, B, and C, okay. Now, this is the speed, okay. So this is time, and this is distance, okay, distance and time, okay. Now the first option, A is greater than B greater than C. Option B, A equal to B equal to C, okay. C option, A less than B less than C, okay. D option, none. Which is the correct option? Just see the graph and tell me the answer. Yes. In which case speed is greater? In which case speed is greater? Yes. A. Good. In case A, the speed is greater. In case A, the speed is greater. Okay. In case A, the speed is greater. Understood? Any doubt in this now? Any doubt in this now? Okay. Now, what is the basic unit of speed? Okay. Another question to you is, we have already discussed basic unit. Okay. basic unit of speed is, yes, basic unit of speed is, if you need options I'm giving you, okay? So is it kilometers per minute? Okay. Option B, is it kilometer per hour? Option C, is it meter per second? Or option D, is it centimeter per minute? Yes. Which option? Option B. I got 1, 2, 3 people answering as B. Option B. Don't do that, please. Option B is kilometers per hour, basic unit of speed. Basic unit of speed. Basic unit of speed. Basic unit of speed is meter per second, dear. Basic unit of speed is meters per second, not kilometers per hour. Only because you measure the speed in your bike as a kilometer per hour, it is not the basic speed. The basic speed is meter per second. Okay, it is meter per second. Okay, this is also called as SI unit. This is also called as SI unit of speed. Okay, we have already done that. I guess when we were discussing this speed, that time we have discussed this. Just see here. See here. Everybody just see here. What is the SI unit of speed? Yes. What is the SI unit of speed written here? Meter per second. Okay. I have written so many speeds that unit of speed is miles per hour also we take kilometers per hour also, we take meters per hour also, but meter per second is the basic or the SI unit of the speed. Understood? Yes. Understood? So any doubt anybody is having, you can ask me. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'll put the slides on your screen. I'll put the slides on your screen. Okay. So that you can take the screenshots. Okay. So today we had started from here, I guess. We had started from here, graph. We had done this graph today. So I'll just put the slides on your screen and you just take down the screenshots. Okay. Meanwhile, if anybody is having any doubt, you just ask me. Meanwhile, if anybody is having any doubt, you just ask me. Yes, yes, you can leave if you're having the doubt, if you're having the class. Okay, this was the first slide we had for the day. Then after this, this was the second slide. Okay, you didn't understand oscillation. Akshay, in the next class, okay, just try to join early 5 minutes before. Okay, first 5 minutes I'll keep the doubt session. Okay, I'll keep the first 5 minutes as the doubt session and then I'll clear that. Okay. So this is the third thing we had done today. Do it fast. No, you don't write it. You don't write it. You should just take the screenshot. You don't have that much of time that you can write it. You should only take the screenshots. I will not recommend you to write. Just take the screenshots and that's enough. Okay. So I guess all of you would have written this. Just take the screenshot of the last slide. Okay. Next class. Okay. Just two main point pages. Okay. That point that I wrote, you want. So it is here. This one. This is the point. This is the point. Okay. This one. Just take it. Done. Okay. So next class, first 5 minutes, all those who are having doubt, you just try to join early. We'll take the doubt session. Okay. Thank you.